Well, hello again. It's been quite some time since I've uploaded anything, and here I am. I've finished work. The company's put me up in a rather nice place with a nice big TV. There's a crappy old laptop there, and there's a slightly better one there I use for work. And look at that, a blast from the past. Holden, R.I.P. Holden. You can't get real Australian cars anymore, but nice view. The ocean there, some ships being loaded over there. Take iron ore out of this port here, grain as well, I think. Mostly iron ore. Got some nice artwork here. As you see, it's pretty scruffy old B&B they put me up in here. Nice bathroom. I'll get to the point in a minute, I will, honest. Good heavens, there's me. Look at that. Suck it up, mumbling. Oh yeah, I've got a kitchen as well. All very nice. When I saw this, it sort of put me in mind of the sort of accommodation Ben Jones gets for his conferences. Anyway, I thought I'd pop on and say, yeah, I haven't made any videos for some time. Hang on, I'll see if I can turn this around. Can I turn this around? I've never done this. I've never done this as selfie stuff before. Where's the microphone? No. Okay, how's that? Let's sit down. Yeah, I haven't uploaded anything for quite some time. There's been nothing to comment on, really. Nothing's going on in the world of UFOs and ETs. Apart from the last little bit of excitement was the ATIP stuff that turned out to be not very exciting at all. Certainly, certainly not UFO ET related. So there's been nothing. The sort of channel I do, I sort of look at what people have to say, and then I comment on it and usually say how ludicrous it is and what a lot of nonsense they're talking. But there's nothing really has caught my eye recently that I thought was worth commenting on. Certainly, I had a look at some of that basis stuff, the new basis stuff, and it's just atrocious nonsense. The celestial paladin, and oh God, save me, please. I think you can get assisted suicide in Darwin. I might book a flight. And of course, the secret space program, Codswallop, super soldiers. It's all nonsense. I just wouldn't waste my time with it. Something that a comment caught my eye the other day, and someone said, "Oh yeah, there's these UFO landing sites or these crash sites. They always find high levels of radiation." And I thought, well, what about finding high levels of radiation at some kind of alleged site of an anomaly would make you think it was ET related? Because I think ET would have far better control of their technology than to leave radioactive traces. I mean, if you think about it, it's a lot like, if you watch Star Trek, when you get Spock and Kirk, and they'll get in a shuttle and they'll go down and visit a planet and they'll talk to the people. It'd be like that shuttle spewing out radiation over every single planet they visit. It's just not going to happen, is it? It's just ludicrous. I mean, if ET's got the sort of technology that will allow them to get here, it's going to be way beyond leaving radioactive traces anywhere. It's just absolute nonsense. And oh yeah, that's what I was going to comment on. The Artemis project. This is making my arm ache. Hang on. Oh, how do people do this? I think they have a selfie stick, don't they? They have a selfie stick. They have a selfie stick, and they sort of hold it up here somehow, maybe. See, I can't see the picture. I can't see I can't see what you're seeing. I can't see if I'm in frame. Mind you, it probably doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, I heard the Americans have knocked back the Artemis project by 1 year. And the Artemis project is the Americans want to put the first woman on the moon. Artemis, of course, is the sister of Apollo, both daughter of Zeus. They do like to name their missions or their projects after mythological characters. But what I was thinking was, that could be a bit careless, pushing the Artemis project back to 2025. I mean, they're obviously going ahead with it. They're testing their heavy lift rockets, and they've contracted SpaceX to build a lunar lander. They're going, there's no doubt about it. But pushing it back a year, I'm not so sure is a good idea, because if you look at what the Chinese are up to in space with their space technology, it's really very good. They're having great success. They put a space station up. You've got to bear in mind they're banned from the ISS. They can't take part in any experiments on the ISS. The Chinese are banned from the ISS. So they made their own space station. And as far as I know, I think they've put 2 crews up to their new space station. They've landed a probe on the dark side of the moon. They've landed a rover on Mars with the first attempt, and that's successful. It's operating successfully. So I wouldn't put it past them, I'm sure it's occurred to somebody in Beijing that putting the first woman on the moon before the Americans would be a real kick in the nuts for the Americans. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if they're working on that as I'm making this video. So I think whoever's keeping an eye on the Chinese, I mean, they might be, the CIA might be keeping an eye on the Chinese at the moment for obvious reasons. But while they're looking over there, I don't know if you can see my hand, can you? While they're looking over there, the space program could be quietly achieving over here. And they could be building something that will take a crewed mission to the moon that would have at least 1 woman on board. And if that happens, yeah, that will be interesting, I think, to say the least. But I don't think that is beyond the realms of possibility at all. Certainly, as the Americans have stated, that's a goal. They want to put the first woman on the moon. And I think if somebody's got the technology to beat them to it, I think they may very well have a crack at it. I'm not sure the Russians would be too interested in doing it. I mean, they work on the ISS. I'm sure the Russians could have put the first woman on the moon long ago if they really wanted to. Although it would have been fairly expensive, they might not be able to afford it. I don't know. But certainly, if you look at what the Chinese are doing, they're really pushing forward with their space program. And it's an ambitious space program, and it appears to be a very successful space program, as far as what we hear. So, yeah, I'd be keeping an eye on that. If I could go and put a bet on, I think I'd have $50 on the Chinese putting the first woman on the moon. Be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Hang on, I'll change hands again. Oh God, this is killing me. So, so there we go. That's why I haven't put a video up for some time. There's been nothing going on. So I thought I'd better put something up and say, tell you what's been going on or what hasn't been going on, to be honest. And wish you all a very Merry Christmas and say thanks for watching the channel and supporting the channel. And all the very best for the new year. Let's hope the 2022 is better than 2021. Although I have to say, here in Western Australia, it's not been too bad at all, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think, was there something else I was going to comment on? Or was there something else I was going to comment on? I don't think so. I've just touched on the little bit that I've seen of the base's project conference. Ben Emily Jones did a video about that, and he went, Miles Johnson invited him down there, and he spent all day sitting outside like a good dog watching the door. Oh dear. But looking at who was on the talking list and what they were talking about, I mean, it was a complete and utter waste of time. So there was that. Was there anything else? I don't think there was, actually. I don't think anything else has been going on at all. I think Luis Elizondo's stories might be getting a little taller. And of course, you know, him leaving a government department specialising in investigating UFOs to be a civilian investigating UFOs because he thought he could do better in the civilian world is ludicrous in itself, because, you know, if you're a member of a government, especially an American government organisation that's looking into this stuff, you're going to have access to all kinds of information that a civilian is just not going to get anywhere near. I haven't got my finger over the bloody microphone, have I? So yeah, there we go. Merry Christmas. Disappointingly for some, I suspect, I'm not dead. All the very best for the new year, and if anything interesting comes up, I'll make a video about it. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll catch you again.